Today I fucked up by screaming at a cyclist "Jesus loves you." So this happened over a decade ago, but it just came to mind, so I thought I would share my shame. I don't remember my exact age, but I think I was 10 or 11 years old. I was at my brother's friend's house. Sometimes I would tag along because little sister, I guess. They lived right on the main road, so there was a lot of foot traffic in front of their house on the sidewalk. On either side of their driveway were brick walls, tall enough that an adult couldn't see over, the only opening being the driveway itself. There were holes in the brick wall where you could see people go by before they come across the driveway. We were going to drive somewhere, so I was waiting in the van, alone, while everyone else got ready. Being the little sister, I didn't hang with my brother's friend and his family much, so I had no problem being alone waiting in the van. I was bored waiting, so I was watching people walk by about 10 feet away. It wasn't too many people, maybe a couple people every now and then. I then see a cyclist coming down the sidewalk. He looked professional, helmet, cycling clothing and gloves. I remember his legs being pure muscle. I don't know what came over me, but I screamed at him, "Jesus loves you." Why in the world did I do that? Maybe I was bored. I came from a Christian background, but why did I say the phrase specifically? I have no clue what went through my tiny brain. The cyclist swirled his head toward me. In that moment of distraction, he slammed into the brick wall. I hear him grunt and groan while falling to the ground. I was so scared I dove to the bottom of the van, trying to hide under the window. I peeked over the van door to see what was happening. Someone that was walking by was helping him get up. His face was of pain and confusion. He was looking around, so I ducked my head below the window again. I was too afraid to look up again, so I waited until I didn't hear anything anymore. When I looked up again, he was gone. I don't know if he got back onto his bike again or walked away with his bike. I never told anyone what I did because I felt so guilty. Over a decade later, and I still remember what I did with a feeling of shame, guilt, and what in the world was I thinking? I really hope he wasn't too hurt. I feel so bad. Man, I was an idiot. Too long didn't read. I screamed at a cyclist, causing him to slam into a brick wall. I completely forgot the word gloves, so I googled hand coverings. Yep, that is my brain at the moment. I guess it's not surprising considering the story. Serves him right for cycling illegally on the sidewalk. You know, I never thought about that. I mean, if it was filmed it would be a funny meme today, so is it that bad? Poor guy probably thinks about this moment often and curses about you, smiley face, the things we do as kids. Oh man, knowing he and I might think about that exact moment for the rest of our lives. We are forever linked, haha. I like to believe that this dude was going through some issues with his religion and Jesus wanted to send him a message. Yeah, I'm religious. Cyclist, Lord, please send me a sign. Any sign. God, Jesus loves you. Wham. I love thinking about these God moments, smiley face. This has me in stitches. Thank you for sharing. It had the cyclist in stitches, too. Today I fucked up by listening to my husband's food baby. Obligatory, this happened Sunday, not today. Also on mobile, so apologies. On Sunday my husband and I had a large lunch. As any person would do in such a situation, I placed my head on my husband's stomach and proclaimed that I was listening to his food baby. Unbeknownst to me, he had sucked in his stomach and exhaled rapidly while my head was pushed on his stomach, and he yelled, "The baby is kicking." I heard a pop and felt a pinch in my neck but didn't think anything about it. Fast forward to the evening and my brain was sent to another realm. I had a splitting headache, the room was spinning around me, ringing in my ears, and a bunch of other fun stuff, so I decided to do what any reasonable person would do and went to bed early. Luckily I did wake up the next morning to follow this wonderful life choice up with driving to work. I felt like I had the worst hangover a person could have that somehow managed to get progressively worse as the day went on, but I worked the whole shift because I'm stubborn like that. By this time my jumbled brain had put 2 and 2 together to figure out that I probably had a concussion. I got home from work had my husband drive me to the urgent care where they told me that my suspicion was correct. Officially have the dumbest concussion ever. Too long didn't read. I put my head against my husband's stomach to jokingly listen to his food baby after a big meal. He exhaled quickly and I got a concussion. Edit, thank you for the award, much appreciated. Congratulations on the new baby. And how did you explain a concussion to the doc? Thanks. We have to come up with a name for it. I lied to the doctor because I was too embarrassed to tell her what actually happened, so I told her that I bent over and he bumped into me. After I told him that's what I said, he told me that now it sounds sketchy but he hasn't had the police called yet. He is proudly telling everyone he can the truth though. And then you woke up. Doc probably thinks you were giving a BJ while he drove and sudden brake. Huh? Well, I've never heard of that before. Congrats on the silliest way to get a concussion. Today I fucked up by defending myself from child/domestic abuse. This happened back when I was a first year of high school. First, a little bit of backstory. I was heavily abused physically by my mother when I was a small kid, from elementary to middle school. My mother often grabs me by the collar of my shirt and repeatedly punch me and slap me in my face for no apparent reason. Remember this part cause it comes up later in the story. Flash forward a few years, I moved in with my grandmother and entered high school. I met a girl who I grew very close to. Moving forward I'll call her Z as that's the first letter of her name. Z and I were close, and to me our relationship was purely platonic, and I thought she felt the same, as she was aware that I had a crush on another girl at the time. I was wrong. It was nearing the end of school semester, classes were just finished. Z came close to me face to face, we locked eyes and her face started getting closer and closer to mine. At first I was confused, but I soon understood what she wanted. I closed my eyes and leaned towards her. Our foreheads touched, then before our lips touched I felt her hand on my chest. At that very moment I suddenly had a flashback and saw my mom grabbing my chest getting ready to hit me. My body went to fight mode and I ended up headbutting Z out of pure reflex. The next thing I saw was Z's face filled with shock and confusion. A wave of guilt washed over me and I left the class right away. This memory has haunted me to this day, and this is the first time I spoken out about why I did what I did. TLDR, I headbutted a girl who tried to kiss me because of my childhood trauma. It was instinctual. Did you tell her that? Not really. I didn't want my friends to know about my childhood. Shockingly, it didn't break our friendship. Things were awkward for a while, but by the end of summer things were pretty much back to normal. This strikes close to home. I'm from Ukraine. Some horrible behaviors there are socially accepted, at least where I live. Almost every week I am assaulted by men who try to slap my butt or grab my breasts. This made me very timid and I am now afraid of men touching me. When my friend's male friend wanted to embrace me for a photo, I pushed him away from me so hard that he fell and cut his head open. I don't know how to deal with such stuff. I guess only drugs and therapy can help if you can afford it. Sure can't. But best of luck to you. My thoughts are with you, truly. Honesty is always a best policy. Yes, the truth and honesty aren't always easy to say. And through years of abuse makes it even harder. She may see what happened as her fault and blame herself for what happened. It will clear a lot up for her and it may even restart the flame that was there. Wish I was more open about my past. A lot of things would have been easier. But as a teenager I was afraid of being judged and laughed at by my peers.